Hibagon, Japanese Bigfoot, sighting number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9, ninth official modern sighting of the Hibagon, Japanese Bigfoot. So far, all of our sightings have been in this area on your screen, with most of them around the town of Saijo-yuki, tucked under Mount Hiba. Hibagon, Hiba monster, Mount Hiba, monster of Mount Hiba. Our last sighting was up here in Minohara. Our 9th sighting is here, 25 kilometers away, 15.5 miles, as the crow flies, or as the Hibagon goes up and down mountains the way you go up and down stairs in your house. Tojo, population 9,000. The name means Eastern Castle. Hiroshima's castle database has 7 castles here. 7 castles. I want to show you something. Topographical map of the region. Imagine trying to move your little tinker's wagon through here, back before modern roads. Now try moving an army. Tinkers and armies can't go straight up and down mountains. They rely on the river valleys and mountain passes. Switching maps here, you can see how Tojo controls north-south and east-west passes. The east-west road was one of 2 from here to the capital. Yeah, strategic location. That's how you get 7 castles in a town of 9,000 people. Not everyone here is a metal detector and treasure hunter, so I'll say more about this at the end of this video. And I'll show you pictures of the town. It's a really pretty town. November 11th, 1970. So just 2 days after the Minohara sighting. Witness M.H., 86 years old, looks out of his or her window and sees a big old Hibagon outside. Says its whole body was covered with black hair, and the Hibagon was swaying from side to side. How many times listening to my favorite Sasquatch podcast, and that happens to be Sasquatch Chronicles, I recommend it, how many times have I heard a witness describe the North American Bigfoot swaying side to side? Usually when they know that they've been spotted. These Hibagon, or Enko, they like to watch, but they don't like to be watched. Covered in black hair, swaying from side to side. I wonder if this is the same fellow that we met July 30th swaggering out behind these farmhouses. It might be. Now, Tojo has the gorgeous Taishaku Gorge. Huge place, beautiful, full of haunted caves. These caves are graves. Human graves, they tell us, and I believe them. Human remains are found with pottery, jewelry, and other human stuff. These look like cave graves, but this is an ancient charcoal kiln site. They made charcoal here. Other attractions in the area, burial mounds. Lots and lots of old burial mounds. This is one. 11.5 meters in diameter. Probably the mound of a local chief. If This cone on Mount Hiba is a burial mound. I believe they took advantage of a natural hump. See, that would be the smart thing to do. Find a natural hump and then heap on top of the hump. The heaped up part, I measure it at 120 meters in diameter. Now that is smaller. The heaped up man-made part would be smaller than Mike's Silbury Hill in England, and way, 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 way smaller than this. I think it's man-made. Looks man-made to me. I propose this is a man-made tomb mound complete with moat in the middle of Osaka. Okay? If this is what a local chief gets around here, I think it is reasonable that a king or a mother goddess might get something like this on top of a mountain. Very, very reasonable. Other Tojo attractions, let me think. Oh, Demon Bridge. Cool name. Turns out to be just another burial mound, denuded of most of its dirt. Yes, this is the stone skeleton of a burial mound. 15 meters diameter. What's that, about 50 feet? 15 meters diameter without the dirt. Again, if a chief in a small village gets this, well, 10 times bigger diameter for a king or mother goddess. Yeah, very understandable and reasonable. Demon Cave. We must not forget Demon Cave. You say, haven't we been to Demon Cave before? No, this is another Demon Cave. We have a few demon place names in this area because a lot of demons. It's called Demon Cave because demons, oni, real flesh and blood demons, used to live in that cave. And of course, you know what I think about that. I think the word for demon, oni, refers to the Hibagon, the Japanese Bigfoot. Oni, from the root word to hide, and of course hiding is everywhere, worldwide, a Bigfoot specialty. Special talent they have for hiding. Someone put a demon in here. That's a nice touch. As black as the devil's nutting bag in here without flash cameras. Okay, let's go into the town, and then we'll look at one of those castles. Gee, I hope we didn't leave anyone behind back in Demon Cave. Oh well, anyway, as I said, it's a pretty little town with a lot of historic buildings. Old sake brewery here. Still making sake. It's good. Nice to just take an aimless walk around this town. It's got lots of character. This is the most famous building here. The shoguns had a policy, a smart policy, to ensure national cooperation and peace. If you were a daimyo, and that's kind of like a baron or maybe an earl, say you were the daimyo, the prince of Hiroshima, okay, your wife and your heir must live in Tokyo. They'll live in the capital city as hostages. And you have to come and live in Tokyo every other year and work closely with the shogun. So you'll be shuttling back and forth Hiroshima and Tokyo every other year. So all these daimyos are going to Tokyo in huge processions along the royal road. They had special inns where these daimyos would stay, and this is one. The daimyos of Hiroshima and all points west of here would have come through here and slept here. Let's go in. Hey, this is very nice. Yeah, very big and spacious and comfortable. Hey, I wonder if any of those daimyos ever headed up a demon extermination campaign back at Demon Cave. Upstairs, they have this doll display of a daimyo entourage. That's wonderful. That helps you to imagine what went into it every year. Ooh, big production. I think it might be profitable to try metal detecting along some of these royal roads. Hey, maybe you'd like to come with me. Well, this inn is no longer in business as an inn, but this one is open. This looks nice. For $70, you can stay here a night and you get 2 meals. That's a pretty good deal. I might have to take them up on that sometime. Now, what would I do if I had a couple of days in Tojo? Well, I guess I'd spend one of them here. This is the site of one old castle. It's a lot more accessible and safer than the last former castle site I showed you. And we have very good plans to go off of, so yeah, I think we could find some nice treasure here, as I define treasure, anyway. And after we finish that one, hey, don't put your stuff away. We have 6 more castle sites here. Just think of it. Whoever's into metal detecting and treasure hunting, grab your gear and get over here. I can promise you great finds. And who knows, we might even bump into a Hibagon. Might bump into a Hibagon in the blackness of Demon Cave. Okay, I'm Kyle for Hibagon, Japanese Bigfoot, your one-stop shop for everything Hibagon. This is the video supplement to the book, and this is where we investigate further and make new discoveries. If there ever is a second book or a third edition, you won't have to buy it because we're making it redundant and obsolete right here. Well, thank you for watching and have a hibatastic day. Probably no video tomorrow. It's Friday, and that means Campfire Day. We're having an extended campfire tomorrow with friends over for dinner and pumpkin carving for all the kids on the street. That's going to be a lot of kids. So lots to get ready. And, of course, your man here manning the barbecue in a manly fashion. Going to be a great full day. So see you again probably in 2 days. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.